I am Amalendu Chattopadhyay. I got a diploma from Ramakrishna Mission, Vivekananda University, Belur, West Bengal. It was a 2 year course on Bhagavad Gita. And I would like to share my feelings on some of the slokas of Bhagavad Gita with you. Today, I will simply convey my feelings on one sloka. But before that, let me tell you that whatever little I have gathered on Bhagavad Gita is entirely due to Atma Priyananda Maharaj. I am really indebted immensely to him. Afterwards, I have come across the philosophy, teachings, preachings, sermons, and sayings of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. And really, these sayings, his conversations, have helped me to understand the message of some of the slokas of Bhagavad Gita. Because if I consider the literal meaning of the slok, then maybe the actual message may not be, understandable. But let me tell the slok which I would like to share with you. It is the number 56th slok of second chapter of Gita. The slok is Dukkheshu anudbigna mana sukheshu bigato spriyoho vitaraga bhayakrodha sthito dhiri muniruchyate. So, Dukkheshu anudbigna mana sukheshu bigato spriyoho vitaraga bhayakrodha sthito dhiri muniruchyate. The literal meaning is that monk is called a man of steady wisdom when his mind is unperturbed in sorrow. He is free from longing for delights and has gone beyond attachment, fear, and anger. So therefore, if I consider the literal meaning, it means that that person may be regarded as a man of steady wisdom if he is unperturbed in sorrows. He has no feelings for delights. He is free from fear from any kind, and he has no attachment on any earthly objects, and he has no anger. Now, it is really difficult to comprehend the nature of such person, to be frank. So therefore, it is really not possible for me to understand, or you can say, to gauge the symptoms of sthito praggo person. Means a man of steady wisdom. It means that a wise person or a realized man. So, literal meaning, as I have already mentioned, may not really convey the actual message of this slok. When I have gone through the sayings of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, actually when I see his own behavior, his own dealings, then I can understand the meaning of this sloka. Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, once he was sitting on Boral Banglo of Devghar, when a mother who has lost her child came to him and crying. Seeing the plight of that mother, Thakur himself was crying. The mother himself called, "Oh my Lord, you are crying." Thakur said, "Definitely I will cry. Because who will cry at your sorrows?" So therefore it indicates that he is perturbed in sorrow. Again, you just see a person came to Thakur and informed him about the success of his son who passed an examination. Thakur, you see, conveyed this message to at least 10 persons who came to him at that moment. It is again a document to show that he feels really delight when, for you can say, for others' happiness. And he has fear also, because once while traveling along the road of Harrison, possibly Harrison Road of Kolkata, he felt the urge of defecation. Finding no toilets there, he was compelled to defecate by the side of the road. And he saw that a policeman was standing a little distance away. He got frightened. He himself has said it. So, like any other person, he has also the feelings of fear. Again, he is angry also. For example, with all possibility, a child whose name was Arun Juardar, this child had an impish habit of teasing snakes, both non-poisonous as well as poisonous. Thakur told him not to do such heinous things. But still, the child went on doing such practice. And then one day, Thakur whipped him. So, it indicates that he has the feelings for anger also. Again, he had attachment on earthly objects also. While he was strolling around his ashram one day, he found a piece of paper lying on the street. He picked it up and asked somebody to keep it in the philanthropy office. It was a leaflet of Sastoini Broto. And he himself asked a person who was nearby that people will definitely tell me that I have immense attachment on earthly subject, isn't it? And he was simply laughing. So, he has attachment also. He has the feelings for attachment. Now, do all these indications mean that he is not a man of steady wisdom? He is definitely a man of steady wisdom. If he is not, then who is? Anyway, so what exactly the message that this slok would like to convey? Let us try to understand it. This sloka does not tell us that a man should not have any kind of feelings. No, it is not. A person may have feelings for fear, for anger, and he may have got attachment for earthly objects, and he may feel painful in sorrow. He may exhibit delightment in happiness. All these really do not matter. If within, you see, in all these conditions, as I mentioned you earlier, if this person has the ability to recall the God, if this person has the ability to repeat his holy name in his mind, and if this person has the capability to reflect the picture of his love Lord in the mirror of his mind, he is, I should say, he is regarded as a man of steady wisdom. This is actually the extract of this sloka. For example, we are common man. Definitely, we have feelings for fear, for anger, and we will feel, you see, pain in sorrow. We will feel happy in happiness. Really, these do not matter. If I have the ability to go on repeating His holy name in my mind, and I have the ability to reflect the figure, or you can say the picture of my love Lord in the mirror of my mind, I should be treated as a man of steady wisdom. Yes, it does not mean that I will be 100% perfect. No, we are not 100% perfect. It is only God who is 100% perfect. He is 100% a man of steady wisdom. He is the wise man. He is the realized man. But we are not. But this does not mean that we cannot try. You see, it is possible. It is possible through sustained practice. If I go on practicing repeating holy names, if I go on practicing reflecting the picture of my love Lord in the mirror of my mind, then it may happen that even in sorrow, even in happiness, my mind will go on reflecting the picture of my love Lord. My mind will go on repeating His holy name. Then, really, I would be, at least to certain extent, a man of steady wisdom. It means that we will not at least remain at 0% level. Maybe we may augment ourselves up to 10%, but it is possible. So there is always scope for augmentation. This sloka actually conveys this message that just go on practicing, repeating His holy name and reflecting the picture of your love Lord. This you must not stop. And in course of time, it may so happen that even in all these conditions, when your mind generally should deflect, generally deviate, generally your mind deviates from its actual inner self. But through practice, it may so happen that your mind may keep its balance, may keep its calmness. And I think this is the message of this sloka. And I would like to share my feelings with you. Maybe I am wrong, I am not sure. Ponder my feelings, ponder over my feelings if you can, and I'll be happy if you and be happy. Thank you. Joy Guru.